Hi, today we're going to be introducing you to differentiation. So to understand the idea of differentiation and the differentiating functions, we first need to know what it is. So differentiating is finding the rate of change or the slope of a curve. You might know this by rise over run. An example of this would be in a distance time graph. The rate of change will be speed. On the right, we can see a diagram that shows the delta y over delta x, which is also the slope or the gradient of the curve. Now, if we imagine this delta y and delta x getting smaller and smaller to the point where there's no distance in between them, they're almost close to zero, that's basically what differentiation is. So let's talk about notation. The most popular notation is Leibniz notation, and we can see it here, where it's pronounced dy over dx, or the second derivative, d2y over dx squared, or we can go up to nth derivative. Let's talk about some rules of differentiation. Differentiation is the process of finding a derivative or a gradient of a function. Given a function f of x, we can obtain f prime of x by differentiating with respect to the variable x. So if y equals mx plus c, the f of prime is going to equal to m. Why? Because as we can see on the right of the rules, any constant, such as c, is equal to 0 after differentiation, and any x to the power of something we take the n down, we take the power and multiply it by x, and then take 1 away from the power. In this case, because x is to the power of 1, we're going to imagine it's to the power of 0, which just gives us 1, so we're just left with m. Similarly, if there's addition in the function, such as maybe two x's are mentioned and they're added together, we can just differentiate them as separate functions and then add them back together. Let's try some simple differentiation now. So if y is equal to 3x squared minus 4x, find dy dx and interpret its meaning if you want to. So let's see the rules. Okay, now you can pause the video, and here's the answer. So dy dx is equal to 6x minus 4. So how did we get that? So if you didn't get that, we put the 2 from the power down and multiplied it by 3 to get 6. And then we decreased the power from 2 to 1. And because the minus 4x is just being added and is a separate function, we can just differentiate it simultaneously but separately. So 4x just becomes negative 4 because the x goes to the power of 0, which is equal to 1. Okay, let's try another question now. Find the f prime for f of x, which is equal to 5x cubed plus 6x squared minus 3x plus 2. And this is the answer. 15x squared plus 12x minus 3. So you can see here how we got that. Okay, in the next video we're going to be talking about the chain rule and differentiating trigonometry functions.